Welcome to the regular meeting of the Independence City Council for Monday, January 6, 2020. Before we proceed with our invocation and the Pledge of Allegiance and our council agenda this evening, I just wanted to share some news with the community regarding the arrangement for Sergeant Jason Young. As you know, Sergeant Young was very tragically killed in an automobile accident, was a very valuable and beloved member of our community and of course our Independence Police Department. And I know the council wishes to express its condolences to the family and to all of our city employees, and particularly those in Independence Independence Police Department. And since there has been such an outpouring of support from the community, I just wanted to share the arrangements. So the visitation will be on Tuesday, that's tomorrow, January 7th, from 5:30 to 8 o'clock p.m. at Vineyard North Kansas City Church. That's on the address is 12300 Northwest Arrowhead Traffic Way in Kansas City, Missouri. The funeral will be on Wednesday, January 8th at 1 p.m. at the church. There is a full obituary which is available. There will be the burial immediately following the funeral on Wednesday. You will see this in the obituary, but the family has requested contributions to the Truman Heartland Community Foundation in support of the Independence Police Department. So it's a, obviously very sad and difficult time for our community, and we are very grateful, as I know Chief Halsey and all the members of our city staff are, for everybody's thoughts and support during this time. With that, we will proceed with our invocation. Ms. Shirley Murdoch is here. If you would please stand and remain standing for the Pledge of Allegiance.
Our dear Father in heaven, we come before Thee in the capacity of a city council meeting. We're very grateful to have these meetings and where the public can attend and contribute to and receive benefits from our city council, and ask special blessings upon the mayor and each one of the councilmen and women for guidance and discernment as they make shaping decisions pertaining to the things of independence. Our dear Father, we need Thee to pour out bounteous blessings upon the family and friends and the community of our own Police Sergeant Jason Young, and also the family of Fireman Chuck McCormick of West Peculiar, that both have died in tragic deaths. And we ask special blessings to be surrounding their family and their communities. Wrap them within the arms of Thy warmth, and pray that all of the things pertaining to their final arrangements might go well and be comforting. We ask Thee to bless our men and women that are in the military, and also those that are the leaders that are making decisions in this tumultuous time, that they might be protected. We ask blessings that our poor and needy and homeless might be provided for, that we might pause and see if we are doing all that we can to tend to them and to tend to these families. We love Thee, Heavenly Father, give Thee our thanks, and ask these blessings in the name of Jesus Christ. Amen.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Madam City Clerk, will you please call the roll?
Councilmembers Huff.
Here.
Perkins.
Here.
Doherty.
Here.
DeLucy.
Here.
Robertson.
Here.
Van Camp. Mayor Weir.
Here. We have one citizen request to speak this evening. It is Ken Love, who wishes to speak on the city charter. Mr. Love.
You ready?
I don't know. Are you?
I'm always ready. Good evening, Madam Mayor, City Council, City Manager, City Council. I'm here to speak about the city charter. Ever since my deep involvement in the city, from just coming to meetings as a citizen to an AMI petition, I've heard council speak on many of times, from the left side of the council to the right side of the council, address the city manager of the city charter. Well, Mr. City Manager, the city charter says this. Mr. City Manager, the charter says this. But now we have an issue with the city charter. It's called an interpretation of an election. I think the charter speaks very clearly for itself about residency requirements. And in those residence requirements states you must be a citizen for 2 years in a city of Independence. You must live 1 complete year in your district before an election. Now, yes, it does not state anything of a primary, or it doesn't state anything of a general. It says election. So, City Council, Mr. City Manager, where's this agenda tonight? I ask where this 60-page agenda is due to the fact that I have requested verbally several times through the city clerk for an understanding of what the city council or the city manager means of the city charter. This city charter doesn't belong to anybody up here. It belongs to the citizens out here. That was voted on and passed by the citizens. There's no reason to be looking for loopholes of a law, of a word, of a primary or a general. The charter speaks for itself. So I'm asking, when are y'all going to start working for the citizens? Because of right now, everybody's just sitting and looking and being very quiet. As leadership, the citizens look at y'all for that. But the citizens ain't getting any response. Just like I haven't got any response from City Hall of my request, from the city clerk, from the city manager, about the issue that has taken place. Yes, I went and spoke to Jackson County Elections Commission. Jackson County Elections Commission has specifically stated this is not their election. This election is being overseen by them, but this is the City of Independence's election. And it is your city charter. So it goes back to the city council, the city manager, and the city attorney. Well, the city attorney hasn't been in office. The city attorney hasn't called me to discuss anything. How many days were we in January? This started last year. This started not in 2020. So how much more time do we have? How much time are y'all willing to waste of the citizens' time? Because that's what you're doing. You're wasting the citizens' time by not giving an answer of a city charter. So if anybody wants to bring up a city charter tonight, you might as well just throw it in the trash can is the way I'm looking at it. I'm sorry, I believe in the charter. Just like each and every one of y'all have called out the city manager over issues.
You have a minute remaining.
Thank you. And with that minute left, the charter specifically says you must reside in the district, the city of Independence, for 2 years. You must reside in your district that you're running for 1 complete year. Well, due to more than 2 incumbents of running that specifically states it becomes a primary. If it wasn't the word primary, it's still an election. You have to whittle 4 people down to 2. So they use the word primary. Now you look forward and you say, well, if there was no primary, then that person would have lived in the district for 1 complete year. And that would be the general election. But we're all missing the point of this is an election due to the fact that it is 4 people running at the present time, and 1 has not lived in the district long enough. And that is what the city charter says. I didn't write it, but the citizens voted on it. Thank y'all very much.
Thank you. Mr. City Manager, are we researching this issue?
It's my understanding the city attorney is looking into that
And when will we have an answer from Mr. Love?
tomorrow, I'm told.
Okay, thank you. This brings us to our presentation resolution recognizing our Employee of the Month. Madam City Clerk.
Whereas the City Employee Recognition Program recognizes outstanding performance by employees of the City of Independence, and whereas an employee committee selects the Employee of the Month for exhibiting the qualities and ideals that best represent public service, and whereas the Employee Recognition Committee has selected Steve Engelke with the Technology Services Division as the Employee of the Month for January 2020.
Okay, is there a motion for approval of the resolution?
I move approval.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded. Is there any discussion? Hearing none. Steve, please call the roll. Go ahead. I almost
Councilmembers
forgot to
Huff,
vote on it.
Huff,
Yes.
Perkins,
Yes.
Doherty,
Yes.
DeLucy,
Yes.
Robertson,
Yes.
Van Camp,
Yes.
Mayor Weir.
Yes. Steve Engelke has been with the City of Independence for 10 and a half years, recently promoted to GIS Analyst 2 as part of the city's new GIS team in technology services. Prior to his promotion, Steve served as the GIS technician for the Water Department Engineering Division, where he wore many hats, including updating water's GIS mapping, performing permit and plan reviews, preparing engineering plans, drawings, performing small surveying projects, overseeing the water's GPS valve program, and assisting with water's backflow program. It was while in the Water Department that Steve was nominated to be Employee of the Month by his peers in other departments for his outstanding work. Being challenged in his continued growth and learning and serving the city, which he calls home, while helping the city to move forward and operate in a more efficient way, is what Steve says he likes most about his job. Steve says using his past experience in the engineering field, private and public, while continuing to learn and grow in his service within the GIS team are career goals. Most valuable lessons, Steve says he has learned, are remaining patient and to trust and use his God-given skills and talents. On a typical day, Steve says he continues to learn the various processes of CityWorks and how to better adapt them to assist all city departments in their daily functions, learns and uses ArcGIS for existing and future city projects and processes, and assists his GIS team with water systems and utility concerns. Being born, raised, and still calling Independence home, Steve says he definitely feels like he has deep roots here. The neighborhoods have always been friendly places to grow up, raise a family, and live. There's a strong feeling of community amongst our neighbors. Working in Independence gives an even higher sense of contribution to building a better place for all to live. We are very blessed to have a city with such rich history and legacy. Whenever I am out of town, I am always proud to share about the beginning beginning place of the historic Three Trails, Harry S. Truman, and all our associated history. And Independence is home for two professional sports teams, the Mavericks and the Comets, Steve says. Steve says he enjoys collecting music, classic rock, and older contemporary Christian like Petra and Daniel Amos, watching and reading sci-fi, following the Chiefs, Royals, sporting, Comets, and Mavericks, spending time with his wife and best friend, one and the same, spending time and spoiling their 4 grandchildren, spending time there and spoiling their Pembroke Welsh Corgi Snickers. Please join me in recognizing Steve Engelke as the January 2020 Employee of the Month. Hi, Steve. Congratulations. Thank you. Turn here and maybe we'll take your picture. Thank you. Okay. Mayor Pro Tem, this brings us to the consent agenda.
Yep, I got my microphone fixed, so.
Good.
Mayor Weir, I move to approve the reports and recommendations of the city manager.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded. Is there any discussion? Any items any council member wishes pulled for separate consideration? Hearing none, please call the roll.
Councilmembers Huff,
Yes.
Perkins,
Yes.
Doherty,
Yes.
DeLucy,
Yes.
Robertson.
Yes.
Van Camp,
Yes.
Mayor Weir.
Yes. Consent agenda passes. Before we proceed to our public hearings this evening, we do have some scouts here that we would like to recognize. Councilman Robertson?
Thank you. Yes, Mayor, I'd like to ask them to stand. We have a scout and a scout leader here from Troop 161, which is East Alton Community of Christ Congregation. And I understand he's working on 2 merit badges, both the Citizenship and Community and the Communications Merit Badge. So we're very happy that you are here tonight, and I hope that you come back to another one. There's a lot of interesting things that happen at these city council meetings. So we're very glad to have you here. The Boy Scouts do a tremendous job as far as their experience growing up, and I had that opportunity as a scout, and I went through scouting and Eagle Scout and Mickasay, and it's just a wonderful, wonderful experience growing up. So thank you for being here, and good luck with Scouts. Thanks.
Thank you very much. This takes us to our public hearings. The first is a public hearing for the application by John Jarvis requesting a rezoning from R18 PUD moderate density residential planned unit development to C3 service commercial for the property located at 9701 East 35th Street. This is new information only. Mr. Scannell.
Yes, Mayor and members of the council. The Plan Commission held a public hearing on this case back in August of 2019, and there is no new information to report on this case.
Is there any comments or questions from the council? Okay, the public hearing is closed. Madam City Clerk.
Bill number 19068, an ordinance approving a rezoning from District R18 PUD moderate density residential planned unit development to District C3 service commercial for the property located at 9701 East 35th Street South in Independence, Missouri. Second and final reading.
Is there any discussion on this bill? Hearing none, please call the roll.
Councilmembers Huff,
No.
Perkins,
No.
Doherty,
No.
DeLucy,
No.
Robertson,
No.
Van Camp,
No.
Mayor Weir.
No. Ordinance fails. Our next public hearing is for the application received from Liberty Food Mart LLC, DBA Stop and Shop for intoxicating liquor in the original package, license and Sunday sales for Liberty Food Mart LLC, DBA Stop and Shop located at 151 West US 24 Highway, Independence, Missouri, 64050. This is a full public hearing continued from 11/19. Mr. Scannell.
Yes, this is a liquor license hearing for the Liberty Food Mart doing business as the Stop and Shop. They are seeking a license to sell intoxicating liquor in the original package. with Sunday sales. As this property is located along 24 Highway, they would occupy the 2,400 square foot building that is freestanding from the rest of the shopping center. A little bit of history about this property. This property came before the council for a liquor license back in February of 2017. At that time, the liquor license was not approved by the city council. I'm available for any questions, and that concludes my presentation.
Thank you. This is a full public hearing. Is there anyone present who would like to speak in support of this application? Anybody wishing to speak in opposition? Any comments or questions from the council? Yes.
Tom, for my education, what is in the original package as opposed to?
So the original package would include beer, spirits, wine that a individual would purchase and take to their home or other place to consume. The beverages are not consumed at this location.
Okay, so what are they doing now?
Right now, there are no alcohol sales there. They are selling foodstuffs and those types of things. They wish to sell alcohol from this location.
From the food?
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, this public hearing is closed. Madam City Clerk?
Council action is requested on the application received from Liberty Food Mart LLC DBA Stop and Shop for intoxicating liquor in the original package, license and Sunday sales for Liberty Food Mart LLC DBA Stop and Shop located at 151 West US 24 Highway, Independence, Missouri 64050.
Okay, this application does require a 2/3 majority vote for approval due to residential property being located within 300 feet. Is there any further discussion on this bill?
Madam Mayor,
Yes.
thank you. As Mr. Scannell has stated, this is property has come before the council before requesting a liquor license. There's been several phone calls that have been given to me with great concern about having alcohol sales at this location there, so close to the school, to the walkways. This would be a new liquor license there. I am not in support of this. I will stand with the citizens and the residents that are around there that they do not like this, do not want this, and I would urge my council members to vote with me to vote this down.
Okay, any other discussion? Hearing none, please call the roll.
Councilmembers Huff,
No.
Perkins,
No.
Doherty,
No.
DeLucy. No. Robertson.
No.
Van Camp,
No.
Mayor Weir.
No. Ordinance fails. Our next public hearing is council action is requested on the application received from Tommy's Tavern Take Two for a tavern intoxicating liquor by the drink with Sunday sales license for Tommy's Tavern Take Two, located at 217 South Main Street. This is a full public hearing. Mr. Scannell.
Yes, Tommy's Tavern Take Two has operated at this location from 2015 up until June of 2019 when they let their liquor license lapse. So due to not renewing their liquor license in time, they had to go through the application process. The operations are going to be exactly the same that they had operated before. That concludes my presentation, and I'm available for any questions.
Okay, this is a full public hearing. Is there anybody present wishing to speak in support of this application? Anyone wishing to speak in opposition? Or comments or questions from the council? Yes.
Are these the same people?
Yes.
This is okay, thank you.
So, Mr. Scannell, why did they allow their license to expire? I mean, was it intentional, or they just forgot to renew it, or?
I'm not really sure, so I
Okay.
really can't answer that.
So they have been not operating or not selling
Alcohol
since June?
Correct.
Okay, thank you. Okay, the public hearing is closed. Madam City Clerk.
Council action is requested on the application received from Tommy's Tavern Take Two for a tavern intoxicating liquor by the drink with Sunday sales license for Tommy's Tavern Take Two located at 217 South Main Street.
Is there any discussion on this bill?
Madam Mayor, if I may.
Yes.
This too is in the first district. I have no objection with granting a liquor license. I've spoken to the owner, the proprietor of this, and feel full confident that this establishment will be run well.
Okay, thank you. Any other comments or questions? Hearing none, please call the roll.
Councilmembers Huff,
Yes.
Perkins,
Yes.
Doherty,
Yes.
DeLucy,
Yes.
Robertson,
Yes.
Van Camp,
Yes.
Mayor Weir.
Yes. Item passes. Our next is council action is requested on the application received from Wine Down for a tavern intoxicating liquor by the drink with Sunday sales license for Wine Down located at 10914 East Winter Road. This is a full public hearing. Mr. Scannell.
Yes, Wine Down is a wine and martini bar that is a new business to the Inglewood. They will operate in approximately a 1,300 square foot building along the north side of Winter Road. They intend to offer wine, martinis, cocktails, and other non-alcoholic drinks, as well as small plates. That concludes staff's presentation. I'm available for any questions.
Thank you. Are there, this is a full public hearing. Is there anyone present wishing to speak in support of this application? Anyone wishing to speak in opposition? Any comments or questions from the council?
If I
Yes.
may. What did you say the last sentence? Small plates?
Small plates, yes. Small plates, food. Small
Okay.
plates of food.
Okay, so this is a liquor license, right?
Correct, yes.
Do they need a license to serve food?
No,
Yes.
just a business license and the health permit that's associated with that.
Okay, so anybody else, a restaurant of any kind, has to get a license?
Correct, yes.
And if you have a liquor license, you can sell food?
If you have a health permit, you can sell food. You need the liquor license to sell liquor.
Okay.
Okay, any other comments or questions from the council? Public hearing is closed. Madam City Clerk.
Council action is requested on the application received from Wine Down for a tavern intoxicating liquor by the drink with Sunday sales license for Wine Down located at 10914 East Winter Road.
Is there any discussion on this bill?
Madam Mayor.
Councilmember, you're really
Another one, huh?
living it up in the first district.
We still have one more to go after this. I'm in favor for this. I think this would be a great addition to what we're doing in Inglewood, and I'm kind of interested to see the way that they will do this, but I'm in favor. I've worked with Ms. Gober and Ms. Carr on this, so I'm in favor, and I would ask my colleagues to support us.
Thank you. Is there any further discussion? This does require 2/3 majority vote for approval due to residential property located within 300 feet. Madam City Clerk.
Councilmembers Huff,
Yes.
Perkins,
Yes.
Doherty,
Yes.
DeLucy,
Yes.
Robertson,
Yes.
Van Camp,
Yes.
Mayor Weir.
Yes, item passes. This brings us to our non-ordinance action item. Madam City Clerk.
Council action is requested on the application received from Family Express Mart LLC for intoxicating liquor in the original package license and Sunday sales for Express Mart located at 1001 West US 24 Highway.
Is there any discussion on this item?
Madam Mayor.
Yes.
As you may recall, this item was scheduled to be before us about a month ago. We did have some questions, some concerns, some thoughts that need to be ironed out, and I've met with the owners here to discuss what some of the situations may be. I've been put at ease on the responses to my questions and concerns. As of now, they have started construction on the location there at 24 Highway and River Road. It's a $1.2 million facility that they are building there. This is a transfer of liquor licensing. This is not a new liquor license. I'm in full support of this and I'm comfortable with the answers that I were given.
Okay, thank you very much. Is there any further discussion on this item? Hearing none, please call the roll.
Councilmembers Huff,
Yes.
Perkins,
Yes.
Doherty,
Yes.
DeLucy,
Yes.
Robertson,
No.
Van Camp,
Yes.
Mayor Weir.
Yes, item passes. This takes us to our second readings. Madam City Clerk.
Bill number 19091, an ordinance authorizing and directing the city manager to execute a lease agreement by and between the City of Independence, Missouri and the Conservation Commission of the State of Missouri for the Lipton Conservation Area according to the terms of the attached lease. Second and final reading.
Is there any discussion on this bill? Hearing none, please call the roll.
Councilmembers Huff,
Yes.
Perkins,
Yes.
Doherty,
Yes.
DeLucy,
Yes.
Robertson,
Yes.
Van Camp,
Yes.
Mayor Weir.
Yes, this passes.
Bill number 19092, an ordinance authorizing the city manager to approve change order number 1 to the engineering services contract with Burns and McDonnell for the US 24 cost share project phase 1 for an amount not to exceed $609,291.30, authorizing the city manager to approve minor change orders for an amount not to exceed $84,196 and/or time extensions, and increasing appropriations. Second and final reading.
Is there any discussion on this bill? Yes.
Madam Mayor, just wondering, Mr. City Manager, how come this isn't sent out for another RFP, that we just add this on? This is quite a bit of money here to be sent back out, just to give them the bid for a change order.
We believe that the scope of the work is still consistent with that. What happened with this one, again, for the council's benefit, and I know you got a memo on this from the Assistant City Manager last week, the original project was limited in the area in which it was covering. Because the state has partnered with us, we've now expanded the width in which we are working the project along 24 Highway. So the scope of the project is the same. It's just a matter of adding in the enhancements that the state is going to contribute as well.
I was just wondering, do we ever look into our retired employees to step up to some of these things? I know at Power and Light for years, we've always used engineering staff that retired. In fact, I think there's still some on board here that, I know they're not charging us $800,000 to do this. I'm just wondering if we ever call on any retired people to run a project like this instead of spending this kind of money.
Not to my knowledge, because a lot of the times, especially with these projects that have federal or state grants, they have requirements about who can be used on that. But that's certainly interesting for some of our local projects.
Okay, thank you.
Is there any further discussion?
Madam Mayor, if I may. So with this phase 1 of the 24 highway, we're anticipating, hopefully we will be moving to a second phase of that as we put our application and move that through Jeff City. So we can definitely use this as a learning curve and see how we can do things better and more efficiently if we are awarded that second phase.
Right, and we, as you do mention, we do have a grant application in to stretch this further to the west as well.
Right, thank you.
Any further discussion? Hearing none, please. No. No. Madam City Clerk?
Councilmembers Huff,
Yes.
Perkins,
Yes.
Doherty,
Yes.
DeLucy,
Yes.
Robertson.
Yes.
Van Camp,
Yes.
Mayor Weir.
Yes. Ordinance passes. This takes us to our first readings this evening. We do have one emergency ordinance that will require a 2/3 majority vote for approval.
Bill number
Go ahead.
20-001, an ordinance authorizing the purchase of a 100-foot SMEAL aerial platform from Feld Fire for $1,270,562.
Madam, no, I'm sorry.
Yes.
Should I have waited? Okay. Madam Mayor, I move to amend Bill 20-002 to read for as an emergency ordinance.
Second.
Okay. There's a motion and a second to read Bill number 20-002 as an emergency.
001?
No.
2.
002.
002?
Is there any discussion? Would you like to?
Please.
Yeah.
These people have been suffering under the duress of having cars parked over there for too long. This is just the first of the moves we're going to make over there, but there's a bridge that only allows for one car at a time to go through, and this will allow for emergency vehicles and trash, actually, so that when they have to back down and the cars there make it impossible for them to do it, this move will relieve a great many of the burdens that are over there now. And I would ask to fast track it so that these people can have what they need in case of emergency vehicles and/or even the ambulance would have a time going through there. We went over there and looked at it on several occasions, and I would appreciate my fellow members doing this.
Okay, so the motion is to read this as an emergency. Is there any further discussion on the motion to read it as an emergency? Okay, hearing none, please call the roll.
Councilmembers Huff,
Yes.
Perkins,
Yes.
Doherty,
Yes.
DeLucy,
Yes.
Robertson,
Yes.
Van Camp,
Yes.
Mayor Ware.
Yes. Madam City Clerk, will you do the second reading?
Bill number 20-002, an ordinance amending Chapter 18, Article 15, method of standing or parking, parking regulations for on-street parking. Bill number 20-002, an ordinance amending Chapter 18, Article 15, method of standing or parking, parking regulations for on-street parking. Second and final reading.
Mr. City Manager, in our cover sheet for this ordinance, it says, that we've evaluated this. Are there it references some situations. Are there specific areas where this has become a problem that has how has this come forward?
Primarily, the impetus for this is what Councilmember Van Camp has referenced on Overton. Of course, you've got a lot of places in the city that were annexed in prior to development occurring within our current, uniform traffic code. So I know that this is going to affect other parts of the city, or could have an impact and allow for other relief. I worked with Councilmember Perkins on a similar situation a while back ago in his district. So this does exist throughout the city, particularly in the older parts, but this is the one that specifically
Okay.
brought it forward.
Okay, so what this would do, just so I'm clear, is that it would put into our city code that it is unlawful to block somebody's driveway or their ability to get in and out of their property. Primarily, that would be by parking on the street and blocking access to emergency vehicles. So this will require us to put up some sort of notification or signage telling people that that's a no parking area. Correct?
We would post our standard uniform no parking signs in areas that would meet this qualification.
Okay.
So a good example, if we are sitting here in my house and you're across the street, I may not be able to back out of my driveway because a car is parked in front of your house on the other side of the street. This would alleviate that situation that's particularly happening on Overton right now.
Okay, and so this isn't, we're not going to necessarily do anything about it other than give the citizens some kind of a recourse if this happens, that they can contact the city and then we can enforce this.
Correct.
Okay, very good. Okay.
I do have a question, though. I was concerned because the way this ordinance is written, it seemed very vague to me. But you're telling me the city's going to put up no parking signs?
Right.
Okay, not a
We'll post
problem.
them where we can find the reasonable place within the traffic code to post them.
Okay, so it's not going to be subject to someone's interpretation as to whether this is reasonable or
No,
not?
right, correct.
Thank you.
Okay, very good. Is there any other discussion?
One other question.
Yes.
So what's the consequences? If you're in violation of this,
Well,
what are
you-
the consequences?
Get written a ticket if
Is
if you
there
report
Are
it.
they going to be towed? Is there a ticket? Is there a
Yeah,
fine?
it's just the
Okay.
same with any other illegal parking.
Okay.
Is there any further discussion? Hearing none, please call the roll.
Councilmembers Huff,
Yes.
Perkins,
Yes.
Doherty,
Yes.
DeLucy,
Yes.
Robertson,
Yes.
Van Camp,
Yes.
Mayor Ware.
Yes, ordinance passes.
Bill number 20
Get those signs up. Go ahead.
Bill number 20-003, an ordinance finding, determining, and declaring the necessity of acquiring general utility easements and temporary construction and grading easements for the Walnut Garden Stormwater Improvement Project in the Cracker Neck Watershed, number 70131809, authorizing the negotiation and eminent domain proceedings if necessary, approving the plans and specifications for the project, authorizing the use of experts as needed, authorizing and directing the execution of documents and the payment of funds to property owners or others holding property rights in conjunction with the project. Bill number 20-004, an ordinance.
There's no discussion then, right?
You can ask a question if you like. We're not voting on it this evening.
All righty. This is in Lisa's
This-
domain?
Manager?
This is acquisition authority, so this is actually in Public Works under some of our.
Oh, okay. This eminent domain, if in fact that were to be enforced, would it come back to us, or are we relinquishing here the right for them to do that?
You're giving us the right to start the proceedings, but then there's an official statute process that we would have to follow.
Thank you.
Bill number 20-004, an ordinance authorizing the removal and destruction of municipal court records that have not, that have met all requirements to be eligible for such destruction and are the subject of Circuit Court Administrative Order number 2018-210. 20-005, an ordinance authorizing final disposition of certain city records that have met all requirements to be eligible for such disposition. Bill number 20-006, an ordinance approving the water service termination cooperative agreement by and between the City of Sugar Creek, Missouri and the City of Independence, Missouri. Bill number 20-007, an ordinance terminating tax increment financing within the redevelopment area, the RSO redevelopment area, established under the Recovery Sales Tax Increment Financing Plan as amended the plan, dissolving the accounts in the special allocation fund related thereto, and authorizing certain actions relating thereto. Bill number 20-500, an ordinance approving a final plat of Voorhees Vale PUD 19th plat in Independence, Missouri, and declaring an emergency. Bill number 20-500, an ordinance approving a final plat of Voorhees Vale PUD 19th plat in Independence, Missouri, and declaring an emergency. Second and final reading.
Is there any discussion on this bill? Yes.
How many final plats do they have out there? This is every month. Are they about done?
This is it.
Okay.
They're really buying that much lots out there. Okay.
That's it for now.
Is there any further discussion? Okay, hearing none, please call the roll.
Councilmembers Huff.
Yes.
Perkins. Doherty.
Yes.
DeLucy.
Yes.
Robertson.
Yes.
Van Camp.
Yes.
Mayor Ware.
Yes, ordinance passes. This brings us to council member comments. I'll start on my right with Councilmember Doherty.
Nothing this evening, Madam Mayor.
Councilmember Perkins.
Nothing this evening, Mayor.
Councilmember Huff.
Yes, I wanted to thank Assistant Manager Adam there for cleaning up 23rd and Chrysler. The bridge looks wonderful out there. Fine job. I do have one other thing. This will deal with the water company at 23rd and Lee Summit. Beside CVS, between there and Drennan's, there's a hunk of concrete still out there and a sign laying face down. I was wondering, is that project completed, or is that ours, or?
Well, can we check on that and get back with you
Okay.
on that one? Okay, thank you.
That's all I have.
Councilmember DeLucy.
Nothing, thank you.
Councilmember Robertson.
Nothing tonight, thank you.
Councilman Van Camp.
Nothing tonight, Mayor.
I don't believe I have anything more this evening. Mr. City Manager?
Nothing tonight, thank you.
Okay, we are adjourned.